When it comes to the biggest tax mistakes you've seen both Canadians and American expats make, what would you say are the main two or three that you often see time and time again?
Well, I think for Canadians, the biggest, there's a few things. Once you become a non-resident, depending on where you live, a lot of Canadians have what's called a TFSA account. Okay. And depending on the tax treaty with the country that they're in, the TFSA is not recognized outside of Canada. Right. They may be able to continue with it in Canada, but at the same time, if they're in a tax treaty country, example, Mexico or the United States, then they're going to pay tax on that TFSA. So does it make sense to keep that account open for that individual? And then the other side that a lot of non-resident Canadians make is that they always use they tend to flock to U.S. entity brokers, which will then involve withholding taxes on their interest in their dividends. And so it's a big world out there, and there's a lot of opportunity, not only from an investment perspective internationally, but it's becoming familiar with some of their international options, not only investment wise, but it also can make them much more compliant or tax beneficial when they put those portfolios together, depending on the country they live in, and then the type of investments that they're going to make. And I'll even expand a little different than your question, is the world's realigning its wealth. And so I think a lot of North Americans always have that perspective. It's Canada and the U.S. And there's a lot of opportunities internationally now. So I really think that when you do become a global citizen, it's really important to not only look at what you know in the past, but look at what maybe some of the investment opportunities are internationally for yourself moving forward, and make good decisions, that way. And I think the world is doing the same thing. You're starting to see a shift in wealth internationally. So there's opportunities throughout Asia, and India, and some of what we used to call emerging markets aren't becoming quite as emerging anymore. They're becoming very, very important parts of the global economy.